Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another session of Living World of Darkness, New York by Night, Camarilla venue. The scene is set in Harlem in a up-and-coming clubhouse for Ghost and Limey's gang, the Archfiends, and Ghost is waiting in the downstairs bar for Limey and Mr. Green to arrive.
Right. A cab pulls up outside. Just a nondescript yellow cab, and out of the door opens and out of it steps Limey. He's wearing a midnight blue suit, usual hat on his head, and he sort of slouches into the bar and sort of puts a cigarette out as he does so, and sort of like puts his hand in his pocket and just looks around for Ghost. Is she? Can I see her anywhere?
Yeah, she's sat on the one of the armchairs in the corner of the room. It's quite a dark room. It's a building still in construction. A bar is being built in here, but it's not quite finished yet. There's paint and ladders. The carpet's not been put down properly. There's a few dotted bits of furniture, but nothing's been set out with any sort of pattern. And she's sat there. She's wearing like a grey hooded jacket with a white vest underneath and jeans. And her hair is long, as in the picture.
Yeah. Well, of course, he sort of eyes are up and he kind of smiles and nods, and slopes towards her in his usual fashion, but slouched, but he walks with a purpose. And so he says, "Nice place you've got here." And he
Yeah,
raises
that's what everyone says. That's what everyone says.
Yeah, you look different.
Oh, well, I had to get things done and didn't have time for any preparation this morning.
That's it. Well, you said you needed to talk. Can we go somewhere a little more private, or is this just a casual chat?
Well, she indicates there's nobody else around. If you really want to talk a bit more privately, we can go upstairs.
Is there no one else around, or are people working in there currently?
There's nobody else around, it's empty.
Oh, right. Cool. In that case, he sort of looks around and mentally retracts his previous statement. No, fine here. Mind if I sit?
Go for it.
Sort of pulls up a chair. You said
Um,
you needed to speak to me?
I just wanted to catch up with you. I mean, I know we've both been so busy that we haven't really
Mm.
seen each other properly in some weeks. And I want to see how you were and how things are going on your end.
Things on my end, well, they're sweet. They're, we're up on the main drag. I spoke to a friend in the industry and we've secured ourselves a little club, so yeah. And business is running smoothly. I mean, aside from the bar, how's things on your end? You managed to recruit?
Yeah, we've got a good increase in recruitment, and as you can see, this is going to be one of the clubhouses
Expanding,
that's
good for you.
in progress.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
Together we'll have a little tidy little racket going on, I reckon.
I reckon so.
I've wanted to say that for a while. Though I have found myself hounded somewhat. I had to step on a couple of toes when I found us the turf. But there's nothing I shouldn't be able to take care of.
How do you mean?
It was a contact I had to speak to. He was going to clear out the area for us. Uh, he wanted me to do some things for him. I said that I couldn't do those things for him. He insisted. I insisted. he pulled a gun on me. I stabbed him in the hand, but it's all you know, it's a non-issue. He's too scared to really step up to me. We'll just have another chat soon, and it will clear up, I imagine.
Ghost seems amused, pleased by your story, as if the idea is funny to her.
It's funny to her.
Yeah, her eyes light up a little bit. But then you've known her long enough to know that she likes a good fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. Um, so it's like, I know I'm not really the type, but he's
Oh,
only
I'm proud of you.
me.
You
Uh,
know, it's good to see that you're taking your role in your stride.
yeah. I mean, well, I think everyone knew you'd be capable of the job. uh, what's the what's the situation then? I mean, how's things in how's things in court? I heard the Elysium was a success, so I was unfortunately on business at the time.
Yeah, so was I. Basically, the major gossip at the moment is this mystery body that turned up.
Yeah, I read about that in the papers.
Um,
Unfortunately.
I've invited the sheriff here tonight
Oh,
because
good. Good to
he
see Frank
he said
again.
to me that he wanted to speak with you, and I
Huh.
thought this would be a convenient time for us both to meet up.
Touch base, as it were. Yeah.
Um, the not in the paper information. Um, the body was found. It was handcuffed to a tree. It had blood smeared on its mouth, and all its hair shaved off its body. And investigations proved that the hair was removed before the death of the person.
And was he exhumed? Like, was he exhumed completely? Like,
He had no blood in his system.
yeah.
Well,
And that's the world's a pretty fragile thing at the moment. We could really do without this.
my theory is that it was an attempt at embracing that didn't quite go to plan.
Huh.
Um, but that's just one of the theories that's circulating around. We don't have any hard evidence for that or anything else at the moment.
It's a good theory.
I've seen the Sabbat and indeed Anarchs embrace in some pretty chaotic ways, including, pits and woods and being chased by wolves and all sorts of things.
Oh, God. Savages.
So it may be something completely different. We don't know, but I think the sheriff would be keen to have you along on the investigation anyway. As would I.
Well, do what I can.
It's about at this point, at least, that Frank Green arrives at at least the front facade of this clubhouse. He's currently driving his motorcycle with his leather jacket and wearing sunglasses at night, like the jackass that he is. And he will have a few jabs at his character due to that particular fact and faux pas, but he pays it no mind as he goes ahead and keeps his head kind of low, finding the entrance to this particular clubhouse and bar.
Ghost sees him, she stands up and nods in his direction, beckons him towards herself and Limey.
Larry kind of smiles and nods and tips his hat.
Frank Green goes ahead and walks over, goes ahead and tries to take a seat.
Yeah, a spare chair.
Okay. The night is long and there is much to do. Or at least that's what most people keep telling me nowadays.
Well, you wanted to speak to Limey? Here he is.
Yes, yes. Is this a place that we can speak openly?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, good to see you, man. Sorry I haven't been around recently in business, you know.
We all get busy with our personal business, personal interests, and the like. But to the nitty gritty, we have an issue right now. It's not much of an issue at the moment, and I would like to nip into the bud as quickly as possible, and seeming as if there isn't any other raging infernos within the city. Thank God. And I would like to see if you could help with this.
Well, you know, the sheriff makes a request. I'm gonna answer the call. Anything I can do, Mr. Green?
Very well, very well. What do you know about the body that was found just across the Hudson River?
Uh, Not much. I read a little in the papers. Ghost filled me in on the rest. Uh, Found completely empty of blood, with blood smeared around its mouth, its head shaved, well, its body shaved, handcuffed to a tree.
Hmm.
Doesn't look particularly good for the masquerade, does it?
No, no, it doesn't. It seems to be a particularly directed incident, just simply for a few facts. Most salient being dead body found exsanguinated. And it doesn't say exactly exsanguinated, it's just deprived of bodily fluid, which you would assume blood being one of them.
Yeah, it's no assumption.
hmm That is the first alarm bell that starts ringing in my head. Second one was just the proximity. It's not exactly within our spheres of influence, but it's right next to it. It's just across the river. Every particular institution that the kindred community hold within this city is within this island, within Manhattan. And yet, the body was left on the other side of the river.
Hmm. Well, that's odd state of affairs.
hmm
I mean, I could put some boys out see if they saw anything, but I mean, alarm bells are ringing. Do we know anything else?
We don't know much at the moment, but we'll start with what we do know. What we do know is a few nights prior, a witness discovered this body. This witness happened to be a tabloid journalist who was quick to press out a story. Now, the story, as I said, it's in the tabloid. It will not be well received or well respected, and if I get Lady Sheridan's slant, she seems to have convinced him that all this was part of some elaborate alien conspiracy.
Hmm. Well, that's a good thing. So, as long as nobody competent gets their hands on the problem, then well, shouldn't be too hard to cover up.
Yes, yes, yes. The witness went ahead and saw several people moving unnaturally fast, supernaturally fast. Perhaps it was just his perception, his description. Perhaps he was just high. I don't know. But he witnessed several figures go ahead and deposit the body in the park, tie it to a tree, and when he looked at the body, apparently its mouth had been smeared with blood.
So, people moving supernaturally fast, drag it from one place to another, tied to a tree, smeared blood on its mouth, and it's been drained. Just give me a sec. What do I have to know the Sabat made War Childer? I'm wondering if this is something I might have knowledge of. It's been around for a little while.
I do not know. I cannot tell you.
Great. Okay, shit. Well, supernaturally fast. I mean, sorry, I'm back in character, but supernaturally fast. Obviously, the river. I mean, I know there's a lot of other things in this city, but my first concern is Sabat. And, well, it's a pretty blatant masquerade breach. So I'm wondering if they're trying to push our limits. And, well, the fact it was drained and had blood smeared on its face could be a rushed embrace. Sounds like the Sabat might be trying to fuck with us again.
Indeed, maybe. It could be any number of different powers out there. We haven't considered the Giovanni. We have not considered the Setites, which could also do this.
The Setites are in the city?
Well, not officially, but they do have. I wouldn't put it past them to have certain ties into the city.
It's an up-and-coming city. It would make sense. I hate Setites.
Now, that being said, this blatant display is probably not one of their doing.
Well, the Giovanni have a little bit too much, well, sense.
Too much sense and too many cents to their dollar.
Yeah. So, anything else we know? Nothing.
At the moment, we don't know much more than that. The witness ends his testimony by saying that he was chased off by some sort of police department. Now, it could be that the police were tipped off to the drop. It could be that the journalist found himself in an inconvenient position and was arriving there just as somebody else called. It could be that one of our taunters went ahead and called the police just in case, just so that they would find the body. Whether or not the body was meant to turn right then and there is another story altogether.
I've got a man on the inside when it comes to the police department. Maybe I should have a word with him.
Definitely. When you do so, I suggest that you procure the talents of Lady Sheridan. She seems quite persuasive in many things. But here's what I want you to do, Limey.
I can be Mr. Green.
Oh, I'm very, very sure.
Sad. Swinging his nip around. Sorry. Yeah. Well. All right. Yeah, Lady Sheridan. I'll bear her in mind. But,
all right.
Do you have any? Does anyone else have any connections with the Force or not?
Apparently, I have heard that Mr. Alex, a new Nosferatu that just presented himself to the court, also has a contact within the police department. I do not know what the nature of his contact is. It could be very, very different than yours.
No, who knows? Mine's just a DI.
Mm-hmm. In any case, the goal of this particular inquiry happens to be one of two things. One, it'd be nice to know what they found out or what they discovered at the scene. That's all well and good. More importantly, we're very, very concerned with the body of the victim, actually. If we could get a handle on the body itself, that would be gold, but not necessary. Perhaps a coroner's report would suffice. Just a little bit more information on the victim, even, would be fantastic.
Okay, I'll try and get a coroner's report, a bit of information on who he was. I'll have a word.
Exactly. Here's what I'm thinking, Limey. The way that we discovered, or at least figured out the Sausage King, our last big threat within the city, was simply by looking at his embrace patterns.
Right.
That's how we were able to at least single him down to a single area and then finally bring him to final death.
Who was he? What was his story?
The Sausage King was apparently the leader of a Sabbat war pack that plagued the city quite a lot, and he, in fact, may have been responsible for the Red Elysium, if you don't know.
Red Elysium?
You don't know about the Red Elysium?
Nobody's ever told me. Why aren't you reading this again?
For Christ's sakes, I don't want to be the goddamn historian for the city, but oh well. Right. At the time, we had Seneschal Voorhees acting as Prince Tempore to the city, alright?
Right.
He was holding regular Elysiums about every week. His schedule was pretty much tracked down. In one way or another, a widely Sabbat member, I assume it could have been the Sausage King, or actually, I do know that name, his real name, but the real name escapes me. In any case, the Sausage King was able to ferret out this predictable Elysium. This predictable Elysium was held within Ventru Towers.
Right.
When we went to the Elysium, we thought we were going to be safe. We thought we were going to go ahead and discuss matters at length. We thought it was going to be hunky-dory, everything's fine. However, that particular one, on that very, very red night, 3 vans parked outside of Ventru Towers, and out, and like pouring out, I mean like flooding out, came all of these frenzied shovelheads. Just proceeded to raid the tower, ran in, took out security guard after security, civilians, anybody and everybody within the tidal wave of those fangs was butchered. All the way up until they finally got up to the chamber where the Elysium was being held proper.
And what
They
happened?
crashed. What happened? They crashed in. We crashed back. A lot of us frenzied due simply to the fire and the madness that was going on, but we were eventually able to recover just a little bit. The cleanup afterwards was bloody and messy, and I almost lost one of my clanmates just trying to cover the whole thing up.
And what, I mean, did everyone survive?
Most people did survive in one way or another. There was one toreador that was brought to torpor and then kept within James Voorhees' hospitality for an extended period of time.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen here then.
It slightly concerns me that this body is a trap. But then I think a lot of things are a trap. I'm paranoid.
Being paranoid is simply being healthy.
I'm going to try and find out a little bit more about the man and, well, his body. Like, sort of see what the police know. Because I'm hoping they know more about his identity than they do about, well, you know, exactly how this might have gone down. And, well, any other leads?
Any other leads?
I mean, I can talk to some boys in the street and see if they saw, I mean, who might have done it. But
Talking with people on the streets might be helpful. The one thing that we want to try to do is we want to try to get at a few different bodies of evidence. One of which being the crime scene itself, another one being the body, and the other one being just any type of information that the authorities have already gone ahead and fettered out for us.
all right, okay, I'll find out as much as I can. If me and this Nosferatu might work together on the whole thing, we might be able to pick out more. But that aside, well, I mean, yeah, maybe if we could, like you said, take a look at the crime scene. There's plenty of kindred with powers of, I don't know, some kind of insight. I don't know. Maybe if they could take a look.
Yes, the powers of the second sight. I'm actually going ahead and saying that two kindred come to mind when I think about that. One of them being Rose, and the other one being of Mr. Beck.
Mr. Peck, well, Rose, I mean, Rose will do it no problem. She cares a lot about this city and, well, you know, we're a clan.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Peck, oof, well, you know, he's a bit more dodgy. You know, he's the kind of guy who usually wants something in return. But yeah, it might be worth having a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rose, I know is back. Haven't seen Mr. Peck in a little while.
Mr. Peck happens to be taking his position as the Keeper of Elysium with all due excellence, actually.
Oh, I mean, his hospitality is part of the trade he's in. I never had any doubt that he'd excel at it. Mm. Of course, unfortunately, being Harpy, I probably should have been around for a few more of those Elysiums, but you know how it can be.
Ghost tuts at you, but in a mocking way, not seriously.
Yeah. He sort of turns to look at her and gives her like a wry smile, like, yeah. Yeah. Boons, however, oh yeah, anybody know about any new boons that people owe? I mean, I'm keeping record, but you know.
Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure people will find you out if.
Yeah, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, I mean, what else might we be able to do to on this case, or is that the end of it, really?
Not necessarily the end of it. I assume, at least with the first one, I'm not sure. I'm not certain that's the only one that we should be concerned about. Like Ghost and several other people are suggesting, this is perhaps a failed embrace. Now, what that means is perhaps they're building their numbers. Perhaps there are many instances of these. Perhaps there are other dead drops that didn't fail, where the children actually thrived and survived.
That did occur to me. I mean, shovelheads are it's about tactic. I mean, but I mean, if the police turned up, I mean, you know, New York's a, you know, I mean, you can get around if you know where you're going, but police are pretty vigilant in this city.
Yeah, I see more officers walking around in riot armor like soldiers in New York than I expected.
Yeah, that happened recently. It's well, nothing good can come of it, especially the business I'm in. So that is the fear. So how else might we pursue such information? I mean,
Like I said, The victim may be a key point in evidence to find out where these people are being taken from.
All right. All right. I'll give it a go, and I'll ask a few of the boys on the street. Similar question. Sorry. So I'll ask a few of the boys on the street about it, see if they know anything.
We need
Like
to
I
find
said,
out where this body was taken and what police department was involved in the case, whether it was New York or New Jersey. I presume it
oh,
was probably going to be New York, but I
no,
don't know.
I can I can shed some light on that issue.
Yeah, that is the issue that we sort of failed to consider. The idea that since it is across Hudson lines, New York PD may not be as involved with it as we would like them to be. Fortunate or unfortunately.
That's one thing about knowing the officers personally. They often have friends in other forces. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What strikes me is that if the people that have done this, and they've done it on purpose, theoretically, they may know that we have influence in the police force on this side, and therefore purposely made it so that the New Jersey people picked it up.
Yeah, that could be it. But like I said, friends have friends on other forces, and if not, then at least through talking to those contacts, we can establish exactly where the case is. Maybe even find out, what station we might find the information in. We have Nosferatu in the city.
The one thing we do not want is if we go for a more aggressive stance, that being to try to steal or take the information. Let's not turn into our sister city down south. I've heard a number of police stations simply go down to flames for one reason or another.
Well, we'll have to do something. If we can't get the information for our contacts, we can't wait to build up the influence in the necessary police force to act. We either buy someone on the inside, or I could buy someone on the inside, or we steal the information from the stations ourselves.
This is true, but must consider the risk that you're taking versus the value of the information. See which one really holds weight. At the moment, we have a weird body, and I would like to keep most of the more aggressive tactics when the body count starts piling up. If we cannot put a stop to this, well then we'll go ahead and actually resort to such methods.
So what? We're going to wait for the bodies to start piling up.
No, no, we're not. We're going to do what we do best, Limey. We're going to talk to people.
That's understandable. Okay. Talk to people. Good. Uh, like I said, what if we don't have the necessary contacts in the right departments to get it?
Excellent.
I'll
What?
I have a few contacts in various areas that I could speak to and see if they've heard anything.
Like I said, I'll do the same. Just talking to people. Like I said, we're in New York. We have influence and contacts in New York. The Hudson River, like if it's across the pond, then what? And what do we just find people connected in the case over there?
That is an issue. I didn't think about that. Perhaps they do start. Perhaps these dead drops do start piling up just outside our borders. That's an issue. That really is. And that was going to be the issue, anyways. Manhattan was always going to be our little fortress, our little tower to siege up in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We've sieged up pretty well, but if I don't know, I guess we'll just talk then. Is there anything else we can do?
Anything else that we can do? Well, actually throw an idea at me.
Hmm?
Throw an idea
I,
at me.
I've suggested that we go and visit the site where the body was found ourselves. But other than that, I think we're doing all we can do right now.
Oh god, the waiting game bores me. Okay. Well, if we take Rose to take a look at the crime scene itself, find which tree it was, for instance, then yeah, maybe we can find stuff out that way.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. That's where the people with extrasensory perceptions come in. Hopefully, we can go ahead and bring a few of them. I plan to build up a posse, walk over there. It's not the
Great.
best idea in the world, but it certainly needs to be done. At least you need to walk the scene.
Yeah. Right. Okay then. I mean, is that business concluded?
Um, yeah, actually.
How's Eleanor, by the way?
Elena is as she always is. Curious, bright, a handful.
Hmm. She's certainly that. Very young, but she's some might say, oh, clever. You know.
She is definitely clever. She is definitely a survivor.
Hmm. Certainly. And well, everything's all right there. And yourself? How's life? You feeling good?
Well, I seem to be getting more out and about, enjoying the other kindred of our little society. I even went to see Foster, the old opera house that used to be run by the singer.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've heard tell about the singer that she was some type of toreador, who, being as her clan is, a patron of the arts. Unfortunately, she seems to have left the city.
The singer. I think
Yes.
Mr. Peck might have told me about her.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I assume you knew her. But I mean,
I knew of her, but I never got to introduce myself.
if I'm thinking of the right girl, she had to bail out the city. It was could have been a different person, but
Oh, you're talking about Miss Smith.
yeah, that was her.
No, no, I do know Miss Smith, and I was sorry to hear that she left the city.
I'm pretty new myself here, so I haven't met these people. But it's good to see you up and about again. For a while, you know, it's your company was missed.
I'm sure that the next time I'm sure the next time I go down, it'll be a final thing.
Try not to go down then, Mr. Green. Try not to go down.
Oh, of course not.
Ghost goes down, but she always comes back up.
Yeah.
She
Well,
she seems sort of restless, and you notice she sort of slightly flinches when people mention Mr. Peck.
and I'm
Uh,
going to roll perception empathy on you. 2, 3 successes.
Maybe it just seems to be an uncomfortable, um,
Uncomfortable subject.
an uncomfortable subject for her. Yeah, she doesn't seem she seems to be distracted, trying to distract herself or not join in when Mr. Peck is mentioned as much as possible. And she's now moving away from the pair of you and going towards the bar and fishing around back there for a bottle.
Limey kind of looks at Green and kind of raises a suspicious eyebrow and kind of looks pensive.
Hmm. I went ahead and talked to Rose about just getting on his good side, actually, and she handed me over a few trinkets to make the next conversation I have with them just a wee bit sweeter.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What'd she give you?
she gave me a book and a bottle,
Bottle of whiskey?
something like that.
Yeah, I gave him the same gift. He, li- he likes his whiskey.
I did not know that about the man.
Yes, has something of a passion for it. And
I've heard that he's able to, and he sort of mimics the motion of eating.
Limey not he doesn't grimace, but he kind of curls his lip a little bit. Says, yeah, he used to do that in front of you. Yeah, sorry, he does that in front of you. That's it's kind of difficult being reminded of what you can't have, but if you drink, then he gives you a spitting bucket. So that's all good.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah, he's I don't know, an interesting man is Mr. Peck.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can get to have a look at the crime scene.
Hopefully I'll be able to get in contact with him beforehand, but if not, well, c'est la vie.
I'd rather not involve too many people in this investigation. I think too many cooks spoil the broth.
But many hands make light work.
It's all about dividing resources.
Hmm. We haven't ruled up this this occurrence wasn't one of our own yet.
Unfortunately, that is true. We haven't yet.
Yeah. But come on, like that's not like one of ours, really.
You never know.
Yeah, you never really know. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources at my disposal to go ahead and investigate every single kindred within the city, nor do I have the resources to simply let this go without
Well,
at least looking into it.
Limey kind of glances at his watch, sort of. Well, I'll talk to my people about it. We'll alright. Uh, I'll try, and I want to hook up with Rose at some point, so I need to try and speak with her. And I'll see if she'll take a look at the crime scene. We'll get a posse together, have a look. I'll get onto the police. Talk to some of my boys on the street. You guys do your thing, and it'll all be groovy, baby.
Yep.
Right. In that case, that's everything. I've got some business to take care of. Uh,
I'll go ahead and leave you to your business then. My night takes me elsewhere. With that, Frank Green's just gonna go ahead and stand up, offer a hand to Lammy.
Larry takes it and shakes it, and it is with warmth. He's starting to quite like Frank Green. So shakes his hand and looks him in the eye. Good night, Mr. Green.
Good night, Mr. Limey. Good night, Lady Ghost, he says, and he simply goes ahead and slinks off back into the night with his head hunched low, still looking like a complete jackass wearing sunglasses at night.
Ghost has finally found a bottle, and it has lipstick on the rim. She sort of smirks and wipes the lipstick off with her sleeve, then pours herself a glass of whiskey and drinks from it.
So, Mr. Peck seems to be a sore subject tonight.
Ghost looks at you as if she doesn't really want to talk about it. It's a defensive look, she says. Well, I just don't want to get everybody and their cat involved in this investigation. If we can keep it to the people that need to know, the more the better.
Of course. Well, we'll leave him out of it then. We'll get Rose to take a look at the scene. So we've got Lady Sheridan, you, me, Frank Green, and his child, Eleanor. That seems to be a functioning party. Oh, and that funny little Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Hey, Ghost. I haven't seen you in a while. And you turn up and you're flinching at names and you seem distracted. You know, you were kind of my first power in this city. You ever need to talk, just give me the nod, okay? Besides, you still need to come to the club. Check it out. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I will do.
Look after yourself, Ghost, alright?
I always do.
He raises an almost skeptical eyebrow and gives her like a half smile, and then turns and slouches his shoulders and sort of walks out into the night. And you see him raise a hand and sort of go, "Taxi!" And as the cab pulls up, you notice that he sort of looks back at you, and sort of as he gets in, and the cab drives away.
As you look back into the window of the bar, you see Ghost leaning on the bar, and she seems to be texting somebody on her phone with a smile on her face. And that is where the scene ends.